Welcome back. I know it has been a minute. It's been a non-stop issue going on with this tenant. But today we got some really, really good news. Like, this is excellent news, especially with the comments because someone was saying, you can't do this, you can't do that. So we got some really great news. You want to start? We'll go ahead, let them know what it is.
Yeah, so we're not even gonna hold anyone to it. We won. We won the eviction case, and it has definitely been a long battle. So for those of you who have been watching this journey, you know this started all the way back at the end of September, and the judge just made a judgment on it effective December 2nd.
It's very interesting. I wouldn't even say we won because it's more like maybe just justice was served or the right move was made
Yeah,
or something.
I really do believe like the justice was served
Yeah, more
in
about that.
this because there was no reason why we shouldn't have came out with the victory that we came out with.
Absolutely not. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that today, how court went, and a little bit after court. So let's begin with how court went. Let's start with that. We went to court and the tenant the 10 decided to show up but not come in to not come in the courtroom. So the tenant showed up and ended up leaving for some reason. I have no idea why. I don't even understand what's the purpose of showing up if you're just gonna leave.
And the crazy thing is, I seen someone come out of the elevator, and I'm like, T, I think she's here. So she comes out, she pushes forward, she looks, she sees me, and then I go to my daughter and said, "Let me go to the bathroom," because I was trying to see if that was really her. And y'all, it was her. She came down the elevator, seen us, and went right back upstairs. Or wherever she came from. I'm just assuming it was upstairs.
Yeah, so it was just me inside the courtroom. Jack was gonna come in like later as a witness. And so we were in there waiting. I'm in there waiting, and they're like, "Is she showing up?" I'm like, "I don't know if she's gonna be here or not." Um, so they go out and call her name, call her name, call her name, and just she ended up leaving. So I don't know what more to say. The case was it was very quick. It was less than 10 minutes because the evidence was there. It was more about okay, here's the evidence. This is the reason for the eviction, exhibit XYZ. Uh, and it was just clear, clear night and day what was going on. Something interesting too about it is that they were in there. It's interesting because someone else was talking about a similar situation with a tenant, and unfortunately they were Section 8 also. But with that one, this person had provided like a fake ID somehow, and it went through with Equifax and all that stuff. So it was some interesting stuff going
That
on
is
down
so
there that day.
scary.
Also, it is.
That's really scary.
And so after the court case, the tenant decides to. Was that when she went down there and did right out there? Right.
Yes.
Yeah, the tenant decides to try to, I guess, fight the eviction. She wrote a letter to the courts. It was a motion to stay.
Mm-hmm.
The first motion to stay was telling the judge, "Hey, if I would have been there, I would have won." I mean, that's very bold.
Yeah.
But she said, "I would have won."
We can
Um,
show those letters, right?
we can
We'll
show
we'll
those
block
letters.
out.
I mean, it's all
Yeah,
public
it's public
records at the end of
information,
the
but
day.
we'll block out the name.
But
But we'll
yeah,
put it on the screen somewhere.
she was saying she would have won if she showed up. She was telling them how you cannot evict a Section 8 tenant.
To the judge, y'all. To the
Yeah,
judge.
to the judge, writing a letter to the judge. She was also wrote in that letter that she did not do the damages, so she should not be held responsible because her kids are the one that caused the damage. So they should be the ones at fault, not her. We can't make this stuff up.
Like, you really can't.
Wait till y'all see the letters. It was so much in the letters that was just unbelievable. I mean, she even put in there about me. She said she doesn't feel it's right that I come out there and talk to the neighbors. And it's
Standing in
like,
front of
it's
the
funny
house.
because how do you even know I was out there talking to the neighbors when I came there for the inspection and you mysteriously was gone. You said you would be there and then disappear. Oh, I had to go away. Sorry I didn't text you back in time. I had to go to the store. Stuff like that, just crazy. But it's crazy because I was like, I feel like somebody's in that car watching. I was like, this car riding by slow with
Mm-hmm.
this sense. I said, I feel like there's somebody that the tenant knows.
Yeah, you
And
kept
that's
saying that.
exactly, I kept saying it
Mm-hmm.
that day we were out there. Yeah.
So just to put it into perspective, we're outside and we'll tell you exactly what video that was. We'll pop it up here. But we were outside, we were having a conversation, and she was watching us through the ring, right?
I think
And
you're
had
right.
someone driving by. So that's how she knew. And then she put this whole thing inside of the letter to say that she doesn't appreciate that. Completely asinine, number one, and out of line, number two.
And then another reason was she wrote in a letter. She said she didn't come there. She didn't show up. She said because she didn't get the notice about it until a day afterwards. So at first she can get notice the day afterwards. Then she turned around in that same letter, I believe, and wrote that she didn't open the mail, and she said, "I'm taking accountability because I didn't open the letter that I seen."
Mm-hmm.
This is insane. So that motion was rejected. And so what she did then after that was rejected, so she has to be literally just monitoring it. After rejection is she went down and to found another motion to stay. But in this other motion, she wrote it addressing to a different judge.
A judge that doesn't even exist.
Just that it had nothing to do with the case. And this letter, you remember what she was putting in this one?
Well, this was an even longer letter.
This was like
It was
pages,
it was like pages. It was
like
like
writing a
six
book.
pages. And the whole crazy thing about all of this, everything that we've been telling y'all on YouTube and everything we've been saying, she confirmed everything in the letter. Like, I guess I wouldn't even call it taking responsibility because it was clearly her fault. But she said she did it every time. But every time she filed the new motion to stay, the letters got longer and longer and longer. So at this point, it was so many letters. I can't even keep. It's just I don't know what happened in the second letter because of the first letter. But all I know is that when she changed judges, she
That's when she switched, tried to adjust a different judge in that second letter, and then she was admitting the damages and everything that went on with the tenant. I mean, with the neighborhood and everything. And it's like, why do you even want to be here? You admit the damages are here. You're saying, you know what? I got a problem with this neighborhood. She said that she wrote in there safety issue. So all of a sudden now it's a safety issue in the neighborhood. Why would you even want to stay in a home that's a safety issue?
mold that she caused.
Why would you try to stay? Oh, as far as that mold, so it's in the lease. It's like kind of standard in the leases in Florida, y'all, because Florida's a place that's kind of more prone to the possibility of mildew and mold just because it's so humid. So it's in the lease who takes care of that also. And I mean, I didn't even find out about that until late. I'm going over there, and those things like that, you're supposed to reach out and tell your your landlord.
Yeah, because she's responsible for ratification according to the lease. But with all of that, you want to talk about Section 8's
Not
part, or should that just be a whole separate
wait.
video?
Let's continue with the letters because
No.
y'all, that one got rejected. But guess what? Here comes a
Third
third
letter.
letter to stay.
Oh my
She
goodness.
put in a third letter to stay, and this one was even more longer. And this time she submitted pictures saying, look, I fixed the problems. So the holes in the wall, it looked like You can see like a square tape around the big hole that was in the wall, and it looked like concrete was put on it. So it looks horrible. And those type of repairs, anyways, you're supposed to get with your landlord typically, and she knows that. So she got with me about that type of repair to get someone to do the work. I don't know who did it, but that looked horrible.
Because it's supposed to be a licensed contractor per our lease agreement.
The other damages, the carpet was still destroyed. It still had the stains and everything. So I guess she decided to her. I guess that was
Acceptable.
fixed with the burns and stains there. I don't know what else.
But
She
the crazy
submitted,
thing
but
is, in the third letter, this is why I remember this. She submitted the inspection report, remember? With the third letter. She submitted that.
yeah,
So this is a very important piece of information because this has to do with her trying to call Section 8 out on us. Well, she actually did call Section 8 out on us because she said our home was unsafe. There was mold that she caused, and it in turn prompted a third party inspection company to come out. So what happened was we failed the first inspection because of everything that you've seen, and we put out multiple videos. We'll link the playlist. But then the second time they gave us 30 days. The 30 days was a few days right before the court case, right?
mm-hmm.
So we didn't know anything about the what do you call it? What happened? We didn't know. Oh, we didn't know the sorry. We didn't know the results of the case until she actually submitted that paperwork, because we never got anything from Section 8. We never got anything from the inspection people. So according to the inspection company, they failed us again.
Well, they didn't fail everything first. It's like they were trying to just look out
They were trying to look out for her.
All those damages, even with the grass being crazy high,
They didn't care.
carpet, everything. They didn't put on their fail. Only thing they put one thing on there and put fault of the landlord when they don't even know what's in the lease. They have nothing to do with the lease.
Yep. And so what's crazy about that too, you reached out to Section 8 and you asked, how can an inspection company fail the landlord?
And I asked the director, by the way.
And she said, they don't know. They don't know who caused it. But on the document, it says that it's at the fault of the landlord. So they don't have any background about the lease. Do they got the background of the lease or anything like that?
But the thing about it, it wasn't even on a document. It was in an email. I never got the document
Until she submitted it in court.
until she submitted it in court. And I've even reached out to the liaison between the HUD, who's supposed to be above them. They're at the top. So I reached out to HUB and they said, we're just basically liaisons. So I got them involved and like, look, this is the situation. This is what's going on. And I'm taking the tenant to court because I've asked Section 8 already to move the tenant. And apparently they didn't want to do that, which the director of HUD, I spoke to him. He was like, that's normally the best option because usually a landlord won't even let them up and leave because the landlord want that money. I said, no, I don't care about that money like that at this point. I just want
She
my
need to go.
place. She needs to go. She's destroying it. She's terrorizing the neighborhood, bringing drugs over there and all type of stuff. Every day I'm getting notices from
neighbors.
She stole a neighbor's package, Amazon package, and opened it up, and neighbor had to go over there and get it. And she's like, oh, I didn't know. How didn't you know? You know you didn't order that from Amazon and you know that item was not yours. It's the same thing that I kind of complained about and told y'all in a previous video about the mail. How she's taking mail and stuff.
And that neighbor was it's so crazy because that neighbor is an ex-cop. And she went over there, she was banging on that door.
I mean, she was causing so much problems in the neighborhood. Y'all see it in the previous videos that one of the neighbors right next door had to put a camera up on the side of their house.
Yeah. It got real bad. And the crazy thing is We didn't know anything, none of this, until we went over there into that second inspection around October 18th. Never heard anything from any neighbors, but y'all, when we went out there, it's like everybody just said, oh my goodness, finally you guys came. This is what this chick been doing. She is a terror. And they said summertime, it was insane. Insane.
Yeah, I remember summertime I went over there. She's like, "Oh, I really can't have you come in because the house not ready." I'm like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" So that was during summertime, but
So so bottom line is, after the third submission, the judge denied it again. And the crazy thing is, she kept trying to get other judges to go against the original judge's ruling. And I guess this is what pissed off the judge even more. Like, as soon as they knew she came down to do all that, it was an immediate, absolutely not, you're getting out. So that was that. And the crazy thing is, the whole time, Section 8 been pushing her to do all these motions, do this, do that. And at the end of the day, Section 8 did not have her back.
they were against us the entire time though, because I've been trying to set up meetings with Section 8. Every time they rejecting the meetings, I'm writing Section 8 showing, hey, these are the images, these are the images from the inspection. This is what's going on. Every single time they've been against me. I'm like, I don't understand why they're just trying to protect this tenant who's destroying my place so much.
Exactly.
Not
With proof, video,
constant violations
everything.
of the lease.
Police reports.
The whole 9 yards. And they just sitting there trying to protect the tenant. And it's sad because I spoke to the director. I spoke to high people up there. I
The
even
director
emailed
of HUD,
I
right?
even emailed the CEO.
They didn't, and let me just tell you about that. They are complete cowards. No one responded to us.
Nobody
No one.
would speak. They had set up that meeting and then it was a no show. Like, come on.
Absolutely inappropriate.
That was horrible. And this is how they tried to be slick too. I forgot to tell this. So they were supposed to cancel my payment. That's what's in writing. How about the day of court, all of a sudden I get a payment from them? So they tried to be slick to make it that way to keep the tenant in there, not knowing, because they weren't paying attention. It wasn't even nothing about a payment or anything. They said I won't supposed to get paid, but then all of a sudden on the day of court I get a payment. Early, I never even got a payment on this date the entire time. I'm like, wow, what?
Yeah, because Section 8 never pays on time. I don't know how it is for other people, but they always pay super late. But because they were still under the impression, her included, that it was due to non-payment.
Even though they were told, they were well aware, they were sent the 7-day notice, and it's I guess it's so different in other places because there's several reasons you can get rid of someone from your property. It's probably like that everywhere, honestly, but
Yeah,
I think
it probably is.
the problem is people just assume the only way that you can get somebody out is for non-payment.
Yep.
I think that's because that's the assumption of that. But the lease violations, it's just, I mean, this was just terrible.
Just
And
a very terrible experience.
yeah, even then after the eviction, y'all, she had the nerve to have her mom call me. Like, where your mom been at this entire time and all these people. So she had her mom call me, and she left a voicemail that was all nice. Hi, such she left a friendly sounding voicemail, and I'm telling Jack, I'm not gonna call her back. Why am I gonna call her mom back? The mom ain't on the lease. The mom ain't been here this entire time. This is just between me and the tenant.
Yeah, you are at no liberty to talk to the mom.
But Jack's like, just call her back. She ain't done nothing. And I call her
We
back.
don't have anything to hide. I mean, what? We didn't do anything to her.
Yeah, but she had nothing to do with.
She really
That was
don't.
my thing. Don't have somebody else call me when this contract is between me and you.
The only reason why I did it because she said in the voicemail that she was trying to she wanted this to be as smooth as possible transition, and we already knew the tenant was trifling as hell. So, okay, well, if the mom is trying to ensure that, let's have a conversation with the mom because the tenant is completely out of pocket. So that's why I did it. But y'all,
It didn't go good.
mm-mm.
She called trying to be all, loud and brolic. Come on.
We see where the daughter gets it from.
And
Just
then
pure
admitted
ignorance
on the phone, she said, I know my daughter is nasty.
and out of line. She's completely nasty. I don't even think nasty is the word at this point because she's beyond nasty. She's beyond nasty.
And then she said on the phone, you need to understand that an eviction don't mean that somebody has to get out the property. She
No
said
sheriff
that's
has
not
been
what it
here.
means. She said it because someone wins an eviction, that don't mean you have to leave the house.
But I mean, some things you just it's like how do you respond to certain things, right? What does it mean if it doesn't mean eviction and get out and the judge ordered you to get out? So where are we right now? Well, today is what is it? Today is December 24th, right before Christmas. She was ordered out on the 2nd, and she has still not left.
Oh, and I want to add too, the mom said, and another thing, this says possession. That ain't what possession mean that you get it back. I can't make this up, y'all. I can't make this up.
This is it. People don't understand dealing with pure D ignorance and people that just refuse to acknowledge and just learn anything in life is so freaking exhausting. This is so exhausting. And this is part of the reason why we haven't even been on for the last, what was it? When was the last time we released a video? A month ago or two?
I don't know,
It was
but
so long ago about this, but we told y'all we didn't want to come back until we had an update, and this was definitely the update, but she has not left. She does not care what that judge say. Clearly the mama is enticing her to stay there. The sheriff hasn't even posted yet. And that's a whole situation in itself. This whole process is just completely broken. Completely broken. We can do a whole separate video about the horrors of this process.
it's
But
what it is too. When we talk to the civil process, they said they are so backed up. They said just in this month alone, they have over what they say
100 a day
over 100 something
in this
evictions.
county.
So she said it just a lot. And there was someone else down there in line, and she was telling me that she's been not getting paid for like 4 months. And she went to the house and they changed the locks on her. And she can't even get in her own place. So there's a big thing, I think, like this assumption that landlords are just so rich. Like that's what tenants think. Landlords are just rich and just got all this money, so it don't matter. And they just screw landlords over. I mean, it's crazy how it is. And even with staying there, like I said, the message is still coming from neighbors because the tenants still continue to cause problems. And then doing things like constantly running the water, all of a sudden out the blue, I paid a water bill. All of a sudden out the blue, now the sprinklers are being run all the time. It's just so
Just
crazy. And now also bringing people out there, smoking weed out there on the porch and everything like that. Things that
flicking
shouldn't be
cigarette butts
happening.
out the second floor window.
Well, I got some really, really good neighbors. Like they really let me know what's going on and things like that, and that's just very appreciated because sometimes you don't get neighbors like that.
No, you don't. We definitely appreciate them if they are watching this. You know, they probably will.
Hopefully, one of them, at
Yeah,
least
one of them will see
somebody
this.
watches too. But
But overall, we definitely appreciate everybody's support and sticking with us through this journey. It is not over, but we definitely wanted to come on here and just let y'all know We did win. She refuses to get out.
So the person that said you cannot evict Section 8 or y'all not gonna win with that comment, guess what? It happened. And I think we're probably gonna post it, but we probably going to like hide the last name or something like that. We probably do something like that to show just show evidence, I guess. We'll probably do something like that.
Yeah, because it's public record, so they can, I mean, they can get creative and find out, right?
Yeah, the law is the law, y'all.
Exactly.
I mean, that's why y'all need to, you gotta learn that statute. Just read that statute so you know what you're supposed to do and what the tenant's responsibilities and what happens when either one, violates the terms of the contract.
Yeah.
But you gotta, that's the thing, you gotta protect yourself, protect your asset, and you definitely gotta look out for your neighbors. That's why it's in there about disturbing the peace. That's why it's in there, peace of enjoyment. That's why it's in there. You
Yep.
gotta do that also.
And also, we just want to make the statement this is not an attack on anyone with Section 8. This is our experience with a very bad person that happened to have Section 8. But this can happen with any type of tenant. Anyone could just change overnight and not be the person that you decided to rent to. So we don't want our story to deter anybody to invest in and doing Section 8 if that's what they show so please. Will we be doing Section 8? I think that's a video for another time, huh?
Yeah. Also, one thing too, also about the mom, the item, she said, when my daughter do leave, can she have everything in there? Can she take everything?
Oh yeah. Can she take everything?
But this was the person who I don't want to hear what nobody gave to me, and all what somebody done to me. All this young lady,
Yeah.
but now your mom calling asking for the items, and the mom's like, because she can't afford this, we can't afford this. This stuff worth over $20,000, brand new furniture and everything. So we don't want to get sued for it.
And then most importantly, after she did all of that, the mama gonna sit there and ask us, is she gonna get her deposit back?
And ask, can we have all your appliances? So you want my?
All the appliances.
I mean, the microwave already broke. So I mean, what you want?
I
You want the
mean,
stove?
I never heard of anybody taking appliances from somebody's rental. But what we're gonna do is, since we're gonna wrap this thing up, but we're going to post the letters at the right after we're done with this little segment, so you guys can read it and I guess have a nice laugh right before Christmas.
Read the journals.
Yeah,
That's what
read the
it's written
journals.
on journal.
So
Journal paper.
exactly. So we'll keep y'all updated, and until next time, peace out.
Chip, 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 chip.